Welcome back to another episode of Kind of Hot, Kind of Healthy, the technical difficulty edition. We are, people are like, don't let a man have a microphone, which I agree. But also, you kind of need to be a little bit smart to have a microphone, because it ain't just a microphone. Like, we're over here trying to do tech support and make it cute and be fun, and it's hard. It is challenging, but we're here. We're settled. Now we're sitting.
Just imagine once we have like a podcast studio and we have like all our little minions, like
literally, like help me, please help me. Get me a coffee and help me. Get me a coffee and help me. I'm the talent. I'm the talent. I'm a star. I can't be getting my own coffee.
I need to be getting hair and makeup, not
literally
Googling, ChatGPTing how to put two microphones.
Yeah, how to not be a dumbass. It's not. It's They say it's easy, but easy for who? And now I'm even having like mic problems. This is like wicked loose. And I don't know why. But why don't you introduce the topic? Because we've been trying to get to this one for a minute.
I know, we were gonna. So this is our third in-person one, which we were laughing about because the last time in April we were together besides your wedding.
Yeah,
bringing on the pod, we recorded one episode, but it was Easter. We were really trying to figure out what we were doing with this.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So now we're on episode 3.
Right, and hopefully by the time you get here, the tech issues are getting progressively better, because the first episode we recorded, the mic reverb is horrible, so hopefully it's not bad here. And a clip was lost. The second episode, the mics weren't recording, so it was camera audio, but that would probably sound better than the reverb. And now here we are. So we really are trying our darndest. I know it's a little bit of a hot mess express, and thank God these episodes are being staggered a little bit, so it's not just like hot mess, hot mess, hot mess, hot mess. But
hot mess is kind of healthy.
Literally, yeah. No one's hot. It's just a big mess. But I think it's like super. It's really irritating, but it's also really just interesting to learn the new ways and like understand the amount of effort that like actually goes into these things, because it just gives you like a different appreciation and like more gratitude for like when the things go right. It's like, fuck yeah. And then, so learning moments.
Always having them.
Kind of relates to the topic a little.
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay, finally getting here. The Misogi. So this was taken from, obviously not this guy did not create, but the guy that makes the big ass calendar, which you've probably seen on TikTok.
Yeah.
He breaks it up into every single week on the calendar, into 6 mini things that you can accomplish throughout the year. And then a Misogi is just like your year-long expeditions, so to speak, or so to say. This could be something that's like tangible that you're focusing on, like running a marathon or climbing Mount Everest, or it's something that like you are really working on that's not so tangible. And for me, mine is the not so tangible. I would say your Misogi of I'm like, what year? Last year was your wedding. That was a lot of.
What does Misogi mean?
Basically, like your challenge, your thing that you are going to conquer, what you like, your big focus. It's really around like challenging, accomplishing, like getting through. That's what your big mission of the year is.
Mission, okay. Is it like, it doesn't sound like. Is it like a good mission?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's just something that will have the ups and the downs.
Yeah, I mean, like fighting cancer. That could be your Misogi. It's sad but good. Like I said, yours could have been, your big thing could have been the wedding, like planning it, getting ready for it, dieting, all of that stuff.
Right. Okay.
So do you have any idea? Let me talk about mine first.
Yeah, talk about yours, because I mean, you brought this up because you had a big kind of insight from 2025 and like a big shift. And before we get into the Misogi, does that not big ass calendar stress you the hell out? Being able to see every single day, I'm like,
maybe a little bit, because for me, I need boundaries I need
Yeah.
to be put in a box to get my brain. So like maybe almost seeing too much at once, like,
Yeah.
But I mean, I did lay out like my traveling for the year, and that's nice to see, like when I'm going places and stuff like that.
I could see it being used for. I could use it that way if I had a bunch of trips and stuff, but I don't know how people use it for work. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. My brain is, now I'm thinking about August and it's January and I just need to pump the brake for a minute. But I do like the concept. I think I want a pink one, but I couldn't actually use it because it would just be too overwhelming.
I know a friend of the show, Justine, uses it.
I do see her be using that. Again, could be good in some situations. Business thing, I think it would hurt my brain. But of traveling, I could see it. That could be fun. So he introduced you to the idea of the Misogi. Your Misogi for 2026.
Mine is building, it's kind of like wrapped in a couple of things. Like, it's part business, but then part like personal. It's like, for me, it's like building trust in myself. And I'm accomplishing that in a few different ways, by building discipline in certain areas of my business, kind of like we talked about last episode with the whole finances and QuickBooks stuff. And that gives me anxiety about doing it. And part of that anxiety comes from not having systems.
Right.
And feeling like I can't trust myself to figure it out, but I'm not giving myself the systems, the habits, the tools to figure it out. So kind of was like a spiral, like a doom spiral creating itself. Yeah, so it's not having trust in myself that I can do it. That's like one area of the trust. And then also when it comes to relationships, friendships and romantic, like having that trust in my, intuition, I think is something I'm really working on because with eBay Man, I had numerous times where my intuition was speaking to me and I was just not listening or thinking like, oh, okay, that's like I'm thinking way too far ahead.
Right.
Or little things that happened while we were dating that weren't just the big things that were misaligned, but little things. Like even you were like, that's weird. I'm like, oh, was it? Like I wasn't listening to the intuition then. So I think for me, a lot of it is listening to my intuition and building that trust in myself that I can come up with the answer or the solution on my own.
Right. And I think it's hard because sometimes you don't want to have like a knee-jerk reaction. And so you try and sit in it something and think about it. And I personally, like, my gut, I don't like have a thing that's like listening to your gut. Like I don't feel those things. Like I don't know. I just innately get a vibe. Is that listening to your gut?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
I'd say gut and vibe are synonymous.
Gut and vibe are synonymous. Okay. Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Whitney was saying like something about like I'm listening to my gut or I trust my gut, and she's like, well, you need a probiotic because you got a leaky gut or something, basically saying like, girl, your gut is off. Like we cannot trust your gut. But yeah, I think it's especially with dating. I would say you don't want to look at everything as like, is this a red flag, a green flag, a yellow flag? Like, what are we doing here? And kind of over analyzing too early on because you almost then stop yourself from like having the experience, but then at the same time needing to read those red flags. Right? It's complicated. Like it's you're kind of playing in two worlds. Like don't think about it too much. This is early on. Let's explore. And then on the other hand, it's like, well, Jesus, I don't want to waste all my time with this person. Like it's kind of complicated. So like, what does that look like with dating?
Well, I think we've really determined no kids. Like, I'm not even going to entertain. There was a possibility of entertaining someone, not really a possibility of my brain.
Right. But that's still in your head, even though it was like a little game you were playing in your head. You were like, oh, I think they might have a kid, so that we're not even going to play pretend anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good, like, that's you saying. Stared blankly. But that's a really good example of you, even when it wasn't something that was like a true possibility, it was like you playing in your head, even then you were like, no, full stop.
Yeah.
So that's actually really, like, that's affirmative. Like, in your, like, that's, because in play pretend, you can be like, oh, no, it would be fine, it could be whatever. But even in your games, you're like, no, please, no.
Even in games. Yeah, I think it'll come with practice. And it's hard because dating is such like a extreme of it, because you are meeting the best version of that person the first few months. So if their best version is, these are just examples from my last dating
Experience.
Experience. Like, if your best version is getting road rage really easily, speeding in the car with me,
Right.
Texting
and driving. Screaming on the phone. Other guy, remember, kind of gross guy. You had a name for him and you didn't want to say it.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of gross guy.
Yeah.
If that was his best version of himself, my God, this was a Neanderthal. This was early on, we talked about in the podcast, or early on with your dating. But you were like, oh, basically, like, you want to walk me down or whatever. And he's like, oh, I really take a shit. That's the best version of yourself? Like, that's so disgusting and crazy.
Literally just about you, sir.
And I will never get over my dad being like, that is horrifying. Like, he's like, that is no way to impress a lady.
That was, yeah, it was in my era of, like, I don't even know what.
You were dating. You were having fun.
I know, but I wasn't like, red flags, who, what? Like,
I mean, at least you thought that was gross. You were like, that was gross.
Yeah, I was a little colorblind at that time. But it's hard because with dating, it's like, I'm really like, okay, this is the best version I'm going to get of them.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but if you do, we're going to have a whole episode where I talk about like your cut list. But if you speed in the car with me or text in the car with me, done, finito.
Yeah.
I brought it up to one of the guys, I'm not going to name who, but one of them, and I said, if you text and drive again with me in the car, like this, I'm not getting back with you again.
Yeah.
Well, what about if no.
Right.
Like, there's no reason to justify why you need text and drive. Like, I understand, stop, a red light. Red light, check your phone. But not like, well, you're in traffic. And that's when you, like, hit someone's bumper.
And, like, one thing to be selfish and, like, be in the car. Because, like, if you don't give a shit about yourself, okay, I don't really care if you don't care about yourself, but, like, think about the other people, right? But then you put people in your vehicle, and now you don't care. And it's like, come on now. Like, it's not that important, and if it is, like, everybody has a smartphone, and you can, ask. I don't want to, like, trigger it because either we have A dog and we have S dog, and they go off constantly. But, like, it's really nothing is that serious.
Exactly.
Or you can have the person next to you do it if it can't wait. You know what I mean? Like, it is just disrespectful.
Yeah.
So
respect.
Yeah.
That one came up a lot.
Oh yeah. So I like that one.
So I think with relationships, you kind of have to be a little more like this is not Misogi, but like I think there's like two worlds where it's like, meet people where they are and like give people grace and whatnot. When it comes to dating, like, let's be honest, you are picking your future trajectory when you're with this person. And that's part of the reason why I ended the last relationship, because I did not want that for my future.
Right.
Although I felt fun, like I had fun here and there, and they made me feel special here and there, but like that, I did not want his future.
Right.
So that's like, I think girls forget that. Like, that is like, do you want to build a life with them, and whether they take you down or bring you up, like, and I think we should be taking that more serious. And I think giving too much grace to people, you give grace to your parents for showing up the best they could, given their tools that they had, which probably were fucking terrible because they probably had boomers for parents or whatever, But you don't give grace to people that are going to help shape your future.
Right. No, I think it's challenging because, again, you see somebody and you, I guess, you're hoping that they're presenting them as their best, and then you hope that it doesn't decline, and you hope they stay consistent, and like all of these things. And it's just like, but where do you draw the line between listening to your gut and then like being like, okay, fuck, this is a red flag? Like, what is it? Like a variance of like, oh, they chew with their mouth open, like, ooh, that's, you know, that's not a red flag, but it's kind of gross. Versus like, they were rage texting, like, I don't know, somewhere rage driving. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess it depends on the severity of it. Is it going to kill someone? Right. Is it going to annoy the shit out of you for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Like smoking or chewing, that's a bad habit.
Right, that's a no. That's a no.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
Mm-hmm. Randy Jackson.
Love him. The like rage texting, like you want that for the rest of your life,
right?
You know?
Yeah,
like, those are like very, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
what is one thing you could pass on? Like it's because so you say gut and vibe are kind of same thing. If somebody's like doing something weird, you're like, oh god, that's a weird vibe. It's not bad. It's not dangerous. It's not problematic, but it's weird. What would be like a thing you could kind of like be like, okay, I'm not thrilled about, but let me see where this goes. Maybe I'll find it endearing, or maybe I don't know. Like,
I was just trying to think back to eBay, man. Just like what things? Do you have any?
I literally dating. What is she like? I don't. But I guess I could say probably. If I had to say, I am very much an iPad kid, but it's with my phone. Like, I'm always watching a YouTube video. I'm always watching something. And so I can imagine if I was dating somebody, they would probably be like, fuck. Or if I saw a guy doing that. Like, it's not bad. Is it maybe a little annoying at times? Maybe. Is it like, okay, fucking iPad kid? But like, it's not problematic. You're not doing anything wrong. Does it give me the ick? Maybe not necessarily.
Okay. I
mean, you kind of had one on with the dating the other day. How like you were talking about that on the dating episode we did.
Yeah.
How the guy you went on a date with at the shooting range and his stance was like horrible.
Oh man.
Like that would kind of maybe be something.
That was close to a full blown it.
Right.
Like, only because like
safety, bro.
But you're in the army. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I don't think that means. I don't think it means anything. Clearly, yeah.
You would have, like, you know, he's most likely shot more than I have.
Right, but also the people that are like experienced, like I feel they can be lax about proper and technique and rules because it's I so much experience.
Yeah. I will say, eBay man always did a horizontal photo, and I'm like, get out of here with the horizontal.
You know what his thing was?
eBay man?
Yeah.
What?
How he said goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A keyword. He said a word. A word from another language. Just to say goodbye. And it's like, it wasn't problematic. It wasn't bad. It just was, okay.
See, the part of me...
See, you found it. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's where it's like your gut is... Your gut instinct or what you let go, because when you were fancying him, you thought it was charming.
I did.
I always thought it was horrible. And then when you know, were breaking up, you found it to be... But you also found it to be like, oh, God. So... It's interesting. Is there like an internet like test we can take how to check your gut?
I don't know. Probably like if you get like, I want to say chills, but I don't get chills when things are like very coincidental. Or
I get chills when I'm cold. Bitches be like, oh, that gave me chills. I'm like, put on a sweater. No.
Put on a sweater.
I don't know. Like, I'm not like... Sometimes like shit's just like not that deep to me. Like people will be like telling a story like, oh my god, I just got full body chills, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't like it. It was touching. I feel the feels, but I don't be doing all that. My body is just like constantly sweating. Can you be constantly sweating and get full body chills?
That's a good Google question. Now I'm curious. Now, like, next round of dating, when we see a red flag or something, like, okay, we should, I don't know, my brain. Okay, 2 questions.
Yeah.
When we see a red flag with dating, I'm still not in the dating apps. When this comes out, we don't know. I don't know off the top of my head when this comes out. Maybe I'll be on. Maybe I won't.
Maybe.
Yeah, literally. Do we one red flag gone?
So that's the thing, because you could say the way that the eBay man said goodbye, or me being a little iPad kid with my phone. Like, you could, some people would be like, that's a red flag, because like they use red flag a little bit like cavalierly, like, oh, like anything's a red flag. But like I think it comes down to like, is it problematic? Is it hurting somebody or somebody else? Like, not physically, but like, is it not nice? Like, I think that's kind of what it defines. Like, red flag to me is like, oh my God, I wouldn't want you treating me like that.
Yeah. No, there were definitely other things that happened that occurred that you were like,
with,
oh, like the comment about
a lot of things.
Like, there was a comment like whatever, about my legs looking feminine, and I was just kind of like it was more of like because I was getting comments about my upper body when we went out with their friends, his friends, and they're, oh yeah, I can tell you're in health and fitness. So I was like, oh well, thanks, like, whatever, like I like my arms. And then a comment was made like, I like that your legs are so feminine, and I was just kind of like, what?
It's just like, it's a power play comment, because he clearly felt insecure that people were making a comment. First of all, like, let's stop commenting on people's bodies. Like, I don't even care if you have something nice to say. It's like, there's more interesting things about me. Because you, like, were just meeting these people?
Literally.
Yeah, like,
it was the first night.
Really? Come on now. So, strike one. Strike two. He obviously was feeling some type of way. And we know kind of like he would probably prefer like some trad wifey. And so for you to be this independent person and you want to look strong, and not just look strong, but be strong, and you can do things on your own. Like, it's all very encompassing. And so to say like, oh, you have, like, I like that your legs are still feminine. It's like, pause, stop what you're doing, stay where they are, because that's how I like you. And it's like, first of all, shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. But you're in this moment that's, the intimate touching of the leg. You're like, oh, but it's like, really?
I didn't feel that way.
I know you didn't feel that. But I think it's hard to, like, in that moment, you could get swept up, or, you did immediately kind of get ick. But then if we look at it, it's like, it's not just a comment. Like, people say things to, like, make you feel some type of way. Like, that's just like, ugh.
Yeah. So there were in that situation numerous red flags that I totally just was like, skipped over. And so the smaller things, you could look past the horizontal holding up the phone.
Exactly.
The way you say goodbye, which maybe you could lump it into a bigger actual red flag. It's small things you can look past, but those big landmarks, going against your values, that you need to like hone in.
Yeah.
But my other question was, and I don't know when this is going to release, in comparison or correlation to episode 2, where I gave dating updates, but we were talking about Mr.
I think it'll be about a month apart.
Oh, okay. We're talking about Mr. Meet Cute. Mind you, we recorded that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago, from when the episode 2 of our in-person rampage to now. I totally have the ick over all of it.
Right, of course, because to remind you guys where we were at, Meet Cute happened because somebody that Maddy knows knew this other person and was like, you two are both good people. Let me give you each other's numbers. Okay, that's so awkward. We're just going off of like, okay, we have numbers. You saw maybe a blurry picture. He saw a very outdated photo. It was still a great photo. Sad in the eyes, but still a great photo. So that's all you two really had to go off of. So like, on your side of it, of course, you're feeling a lack of interest, a lack of vibes, a lack of excitement, right? There's a little rush for a moment, but that's just because it's, a dopamine hit. Like, oh my God, what could this be? But as like the moments and the days and the years and all that was progressing, it's like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like text me Saturday. I didn't answer Saturday night. I answer Sunday morning. We text lackadaisically, barely, like 3-4 messages on Sunday, a couple messages on Monday. They're very much first date questions. Like it should have just been like, ask me a question or two and then move it into a date.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been. So it's not Tuesday night, and I said if you didn't ask me by Tuesday night. I mean, we said Wednesday, then we go Tuesday. So now it's...
Well, yeah, because, like, then it's just like, oh, well, what about Thursday? Oh, maybe then Friday. You gotta cut that shit off.
And Ali and James, Ali's husband, James is like, oh, just shoot your shot. But, like, I didn't even want to shoot my shot because I want an assertive man.
But those are the things, and we've talked about this before. You either have to make a move and change something, or be okay with what is happening. And that's applicable to anything in your life. Because, fuck, there have been times where I'm complaining and going on about something, and I'm like, shut up. Either do something or be okay with it. And, like, just because you do something about it doesn't mean that it's going to be, like, the outcome that you want, right? But I think as people, those are kind of our pathways. And then for you, you're like, well, that would have been, like... One, that's not the type of guy you want. And two, it might have even felt a little bit disingenuous because you're like, I don't want to be, him thinking I'm all into him and I'm really not.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like there might have been a part of that because he was like, well, just shoot your shot. But I'm like, I really don't want to shoot my shot.
And that's about, because if you're like, I'm not interested, I've read the classics, I know what's happening with very little information.
Yeah. Oh, well, my sister found pictures.
Right, but that's like very little information. Like, as far as,
that did not help.
Everything that you have, there's not enough to
go off of.
Or have some mystery. Like, oh, it could be interesting to meet him and see what this potential is and all this sort of stuff. Like, there wasn't going to be anything. There ain't going to be anything. And so, it would be just not the vibe, and then you'd show up there, and then you'd be feeling like, oh my God, no, I don't want to do this, and then, it would just be, like, messy.
Yeah.
So, if he does text you in the 11th hour, what are you going to say? Like, he's assertive, he's like, I want to take you to dinner, I would love to get to know more about you, insert details here and there.
Okay. I would do that.
You would.
Because he hasn't committed any crimes. And I'm not talking like in real life.
No. Jesus Christ, no, please. That would have come up in our search.
True.
But you would say yes.
I think I would say yes.
For what?
What do you mean?
Like, why? Because you seem disinterested right now. You think just to kind of get out there, rip the Band-Aid off, because you are like, you know what, well, he's asking me, maybe there's something there, like there could be.
Part of it research purposes, part of it get back on, like just get back in one date out of the way, to be honest. Yeah. And then I can't talk today. A little other part of me is like, oh, I kind of owe it to them because who set us up.
Like, No, you don't. That is like just this guilt that women carry perpetually. You do not owe anybody, like, just because they really attempted to set up a meet cute. It's an attempt. It's like, you know what? I know 2 people. Let me play matchmaker, right? It doesn't mean shit. You don't owe anybody anything, and they know you, but like. They don't know all of these things about you. Like, they're just trying to be like, you know what? She's a nice girl. I know a nice guy. Let me do this nice thing. You don't owe it to anybody. Like, what, you gotta marry this guy because...
That's true.
I doubt they're gonna ask about it or follow up. Like, if you brought...
I don't doubt, but...
Really?
The way they made it seem like it was going to be the greatest matching ever, and he's really looking for a nice girl.
Well, I know, but you also have to check the source.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
you know?
Yeah.
Because what I was seeing,
Right now, it's, a little over a month just from breaking up with eBay Man.
right?
So, might not be the time to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not, we said January is a wash anyway.
Yeah, January. Yeah, January's a wash. Whenever this should come out, either in March or April. So we'll have to, if there is updates, let's like insert a little like
Blurb.
clip. Yeah,
We're married.
something.
We went to
Yeah.
Vegas.
Oh my God, can you imagine? That
No.
would be insane.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened. But okay, so as far as your Misogi goes, so we're
Yes.
focusing on really trusting yourself, trusting your gut, trusting the vibe. And a lot of it you feel has to do with dating.
Well, I think, and
A portion?
yeah, it would be just trusting when something's not for me because
Yeah.
breaking up with eBay Man, I was just like asking everyone for their opinion and like I just heavily
Yeah.
weighed the pros and cons. Like it was just eating my brain cells away. And I'm like, the writing was on the freaking wall.
Yeah. But also, this is like first relationship post divorce. There is this feeling of I've invested time, I care about this person. Like, yes, I do see things that I don't necessarily like want for my future, but there is still just like these feelings. And that's why it's hard to even put shit on a pros and cons list because, like, it's not the logical part of your brain that is having trouble deciding what to do. It's like the emotion, it's the attachment, it's the comfortability. And so, like, you could make a pros and cons list all day long, but like when you're in the emotion of it,
Mhm,
that fucking pros and cons list doesn't matter.
mhm,
Like it literally doesn't matter because your
mhm,
brain, your heart's like, well, oh, we could probably try and work this one out, and this, and it's like, bitch, no, we
mhm,
cannot be working these
mhm,
things out. But like, of course, you're gonna ask people. Like everybody does it, but you do get to a point where it's like, okay, I. If I ask one more person, it is really not going to do anything, but just like confuse me more.
mhm. No, yeah. And that's something I've always look to other people for figuring out this if this is the best perfect,
Yeah.
thing. And I've seen on TikTok and I've said it on my TikTok, like there is no like this is the perfect answer, the whatever you're working on. It's what you do with that choice after. So you
Mm,
make the best decision, not answer, but the best decision is just making a decision because no decision is is a decision.
right.
So let me repeat that again. It's not about making the perfect best decision. It's about making a decision and what you do after, because not making a decision is still a decision to sit there and do nothing and be stuck.
Right.
So instead of focusing on what's the best one, blah, and like trying going insane, driving myself insane, I am just making a decision that usually is the first thing I know I should have done, but then I'm
Yep.
like figuring everything out and then just going from there and knowing how I respond to everything is that's what makes it the better decision for me.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I think it's also okay to allow yourself, if you're not exactly sure what the next move is, give yourself a small portion of time to be like, I'm just going to sit in this and not rush to a decision, but I'm also not going to stay here forever. Like, give yourself a time period because you're somebody that also, like, you'll take a little while to figure out what the right move is. And so the thought of just making a decision probably feels a little bit scary. So saying, I am making the decision to evaluate and I'm going to give myself an answer and make another decision by, within a week instead of vacillating back and forth between I'm doing this, no, I'm doing this, no, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Because
Mhm.
like again, our,
Your turn.
our logical, our logical part of our brain like knows what we should do and what we want to do. And when we're feeling strong and empowered, it's easy to make those decisions. But as soon as you like slip back into a dynamic, you're like, oh fuck, what am I doing? What am I
Mhm.
doing?
Mhm.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I know I do that. I know how you do one thing, unfortunately, is how you do a lot of things. So
But not everything.
a lot of
A
things.
lot, but yeah, give
Example,
yourself space.
Yep, example. I am so like I wrote an email about this, like so on point with health and fitness. Like I'm gonna get my steps, I'm gonna check my
Yeah.
food, blah blah blah. And then with like the QuickBooks work and like the sticky work that we hate doing, taxes and shit like that. Like I am so like, I don't want to do it. And then I just like don't do it until like I have to do it. And it's like an uncomfortable feeling.
Right. Yeah, no, that is it's so much around lack of conversations, I think, with finances. And like I know growing up, like I don't know anything. Like I was around people that would just like they were spending like $500-600 at a Target trip. I'm like, oh, that's normal. Oh, we can do all these sorts of things and that's great. And then I like never learned the value of like a dollar.
Hmm.
And I worked all through like middle school, high school, college, but it didn't hit me until I was like at a point where I was like, oh my God, I have a lot of credit card debt. This is really hard to pay down. What
Hmm.
the fuck? And me and Kate always talk about, my sister, we always talk about like our parents did us a disservice because I feel like we didn't learn about like these little things. Like it just was never presented to us in a way kind of about like finances. So like I feel like a dumbass sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, like and then you have shame around it. The same way people have shame around if they're overweight and they want to lose weight, all right? If they're the only person that's overweight in their family,
Hmm.
or if they're the only person that maybe even wants to be healthy in their family, right? Like
Hmm.
there's shame in any way you put it, right? Because then, you know, imagine you come from a family that you know, maybe is lower socioeconomic status and you make it big and then you're, you know, the people are like, oh, big shots back. Like whatever the difference is from, you know, the people you surround you with, like you're always gonna feel this like anxieties. But yeah, like there are other people that are like, oh God, you can track your food so easy or so easily, like, and I can fucking do QuickBooks easily. Like I call me like H&R Block over here.
Hmm.
So it's just like everybody has that thing. Like
Hmm.
it's not just us hating like doing taxes and QuickBooks and like the backside of business, right? Like,
Hmm.
because that's not what we care about. That's not the passion. We have to do it. That's not
Yes.
the passion. Similarly, like people want to lose weight or feel their strongest or tone up or do all these things. They don't care about, oh God, I gotta eat the protein. Oh God, I gotta go to the gym. I just want the thing. I'm passionate
Hmm.
about the thing. So
Hmm.
it's universal, but it makes me feel like nauseous.
It does, but I think even today I was working on stuff and I was like, the habits that make it so easy, I could do macros in my sleep, hit my steps in my
Yes.
sleep. I'm applying that same habit formula to
Yeah.
finances and weekly sitting down, looking at, okay, what needs paid off, what was spent. When we collect the receipts now before I get to the end of the month, and I'm like, where the fuck are all these receipts? Like,
Yeah.
it's those habits that give me the confidence to know, okay, I can get this done. I'm not chaotic because again, that's a childhood thing. I hate feeling chaotic. It all comes
Yeah.
back to the fucking
And no, it
childhood.
really does. Like that's why it's so it's just so crazy because you pick up all of these patterns and behaviors and you hold these memories and like it's all there and for the people that like don't unpack their shit, I'm like, how are you what are you doing? How are you living? How are you walking around with no fucking problems? Like I'm
Mhm.
over here unpacking way too much shit. And I'm like, why do I got all these damn problems? And you're like, ignorance is bliss. Ooh, happy idiot. And I'm just like, I envy that. To a degree. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, but
To a
like,
degree,
okay,
ignorance is bliss.
but do you ever talk to someone who's totally unself-aware and you're like, I can't talk to this person?
I don't think I'm self-aware all the time. I think if you say, if anybody listens, you over there in the camera, if you say you are self-aware all the time. I think you are a fucking liar.
Yeah, not all the time. I'm saying for the most part. Like, I
Even
know,
for the most part, I don't think people are okay, here's the statement. I don't think people are as self-aware as they think they are.
yeah, I feel that's for most people because we all have blind spots and we all have things, shadows that we just like totally want to ignore because we're like, oh my God, it's terrible. I'm just not gonna think about that right now.
Or just like they're dumb.
Yeah.
Like some people are like they get like lights on, no one's home, and they like don't see what they're doing. It's like they're like
I know. God, such a good example.
what?
It's someone I know was just really, really upset, like just like really having like just very mopey,
Oh no.
depressed, essentially
Oh oh.
depressed. And they were like, I don't know, I've been feeling so weird. Just, I feel like I'm just so down. And I was just like,
Maybe it's
I was
depression.
like, someone in your life just passed like 2 days ago.
Oh
I was like, you're
no. Oh
depressed.
no.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Like it's just like that level of unself-aware, let me tell you, is hard to be around.
Oh no, it's for sure hard to be around. But I do think there are some pros to being a little up in the clouds. Like
I don't know.
yeah, I
I've
think
seen the work it does on you
yeah, okay,
when
but like
you're
we're talking about like 50 years later. Like I'm saying right now, if you could just be like ignorance is bliss, like here I am, like come on, we all would love to do that for a minute, but like you guys are here because you're fucking intelligent and like you enjoy these types of conversation and
yeah.
you're like, girl, I wish I could do that, but like I've been in therapy too long. Like I actually have to be like in
I've-
this realm of the world.
yeah.
But if we could just like put on that like fucking idiot hat for a minute and just like life is worth living and just like be out in the world with no problems.
I have the like a similar like what that would be like, but like
What?
in childhood version. Like
Okay.
not knowing like food has calories or anything. Just like
Girl, I want that now. I want that now. Like, I definitely like, teach my clients like there are no bad foods. You can have everything you want in moderation. If you're dieting, things change a little bit, but like for the most part, like I don't think anything is bad. I'll drink, if I'm feeling a little nauseous, I'm gonna have the full fat Sprite or the full fat ginger ale. That's what they call it in Europe. Full fat? Full fat?
oh.
Isn't that gross?
Mm,
Makes you think of lard.
now who's talking about Europe?
So, there are some things where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I didn't know how much this like little chocolate, what is it? It's so fucking good. It's like chocolate toffee nougaty thing.
Oh,
I wish I didn't know that it had like 300 calories per this tiny bar. I wish I
that
didn't.
sounds so good.
It's really good, but I wish I didn't know that. I wish I could just be like a blissful idiot and not, I mean, it doesn't stop me from eating it, but I only allow myself one because, then we might be getting hammer time over here, might be getting a little crazy. But I wish I didn't know sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
But then we would be in the realm of, oh, now I'm just playing devil's advocate. Then we'd be in the realm of like, oh, I'm having trouble losing weight. I don't know why. I'm only having this little tiny piece of
yes,
chocolate.
yes.
It's the snake eating its own tail.
Oof. How far does it get?
Can't get that far. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
what about your Misogi?
Good Lord. Oh, Misogi. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't feel like I have like I I don't feel like I have like things that I'm really looking to do that like feel challenging.
Hmm.
Does it have to feel challenging?
No.
Like I have no idea. I've
Yeah.
tried to think about this and it's like the same, like, it's the bullshit, like, oh, I want business to do X, Y, and Z. And, I want to bring in X amount of dollars and I want to do this and that. But like that doesn't feel
Hmm.
like a good answer.
Right. I mean, is there okay, what about like working on getting on a plane?
Yeah, I don't
Not this year?
I can't. So the thing about that is it's hard to sit and think too much because like then the anxiety just like you're sitting in it and you're like, well, if this happens, then I could do this. Well, if this happens, then I can do this. And the reality is like it's a lot of wasted energy because you don't know what's going to happen and you're only going to react how you're going to react in the moment. So like as helpful to your mind is to be like, "Oh, I can game plan and do all this stuff." I find myself getting in trouble with myself for trying to over plan. And my
Mhm.
therapist is like that's great and all and that helps your brain for like a split second, but it's not actually going to be helpful for you because you're just going to keep planning until you're ready, and you're not going to ever feel ready. You're going to keep planning and planning, and then this is
Mhm.
going to come up, and it's just, again, it's just like
Mhm.
a never ending cycle. So I don't know. I mean, we kind of have a lot of like question mark things going on that it feels like hard to plan around like doing different things like that. Like we have weddings coming up. There's one closer, and then there's one a little bit farther, like in October. And I'm like, "Ugh, could that be a potential to fly?" But then there's the investment of like, if I RSVP, yes, and I commit to going, but then I like freak out and I can't get on the airplane. Well, then I feel bad because like I know what it's like for people to RSVP yes to your wedding if you're watching this and then they don't come.
Mhm.
Not that, it's not the end of the world, but it's like it's a lot of fucking money per plate. It's like almost like over $200 per plate. So you say you're coming. Amazing, fabulous, so excited to have you. And then I look over and I see, oh, wow, that is very interesting.
Mhm.
Y'all ain't here. And now we've spent more money. And like, you hate to be like, make the wedding about the money, but like, I'm sorry, girl, that's what it is.
Mhm.
It's all about the money. But yeah, so I don't know. There's like a lot of like things that I would like to do. And maybe it is something that I kind of focus on and work on. But I guess I have to view it and work on it differently
Mhm.
than maybe like other goals, or else I,
Mhm.
I can quickly find myself like too in like the nitty gritty of it, and then it
Mhm.
won't ever happen because I
Mhm.
I think I try and create the best scenario, the perfect scenario, and I'll have 85 million different backup plans. But then it's
Mhm.
like, well, what if this happens? And then it's like, okay, we can't keep trying to like backup plan our life.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's quite complex. Yeah, and like literally, it's not even like the last time I flew, um, I just felt nervous. Like I had a panic attack on a plane. So like the likelihood, I mean, maybe I'm not like putting this into the universe, but like the likelihood of that happening is kind of high because probably not going to feel it until I sit on the plane and I'm like, oh my God, I remember. And like you have all this like history come back and hit you. And then
Mhm.
yeah. So I don't know. It's
Mhm.
weird, but I think I need to like before I do that, which I guess this is kind of the Misogi, is like putting myself in situations where my nervous system gets like triggered and I have
Mhm.
to work on regulating and like self-soothing. And so like I haven't been to like a concert or like a NFL game or an NHL game or things like that. So I think it's probably before like, okay, let's get on an airplane and like let's just fucking rip it. Maybe setting up little little
Mhm.
markers. Um, because yeah, I think that would probably be helpful to like have little, that is my Misogi.
Mhm.
Have little things to kind of keep the challenge there. Because there are a lot of things where I'm like now like, oh, that's easy peasy. I can do these things no
Mhm.
problem. But you're not always trying to like fucking trigger yourself. Like every
Yeah.
other week, you're like, oh
Yeah.
God, I need a
Yeah.
nap. So it's a delicate balance. Yeah, maybe that's something I'll kind of like, okay, now I'm gonna have to buy a big ass calendar because now I'm gonna be putting on all of my different things.
No, you
No,
don't do
I
that.
know, I think it's just kind of funny to like sit down and be like, okay, like what are things happening that are fun? Because for me, if the motivation is high enough, it doesn't matter. I can push through it. Like it's always been that way. Even if I'm like being weird as fuck, like when I'm having a panic attack, it's usually not obvious. Like I'm just like sitting there silently, just like in a K-hole. And
Mhm.
I'm like, nothing is real. I can't move. I'm dying. And then the other side of it is like, I'll just like kind of cry and I'll be like, okay, I have to like get out of a situation and like hopefully not throw up. It's terrible for your body.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like, so like I want to set up little things, but not make myself feel like stressed 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
There's a balance. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like you, I'm not always good with like knowing when to like stop and go, stop and go. Like I'll just be like, foot is on the gas, I've got
Mm.
this. And then I find myself in situations where I'm like, oh my God, how did I get here?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. What did we do about this? Is that kind of a joint misogi, like figuring out how to like I don't know, just like you don't have to like take you don't have to put your foot on the brake, but you can take your foot off the gas a little bit and you can cruise for a minute and you're still moving forward. You're still doing things, but it doesn't have to be pedal to the metal.
I know. I'm so bad at that. I'm like, if I am not foot, I think of we'll have to
Like
put the clip of SpongeBob
oh,
with
the
the
big toe.
big toe. If
Yeah.
I'm not like foot all the way down, I think of my sister's car that got like, grandfathered to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
And like it was so bad. Like I go on the highway, my foot would be all the way
You
down.
had to, and then it
And I'm
like
like,
kicks back, and then
there's
you go,
no kickback. I'm like, please, merge,
oh
don't
my
like
God.
kill
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
It's like last week. That's the
Yeah.
speed. And then honestly, coming here this morning, I probably could have kept sleeping, but we went to bed early. I went to bed like before
Right.
10, and it was like 6, and I slept until 6:15.
Yeah.
And I was like, I probably could have slept sleeping until 8 this morning because
Yeah.
last week I went so fucking
Yeah. You
hard.
were kind of crazy.
Oh, no, 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 not kinda.
You were.
It was very crazy.
Well, and the delusion is you kept saying, I can't have another late night. I can't have another late night. And you said that like 3 nights in a row. And I was like, okay, well, what are you actually going to do about this? Like, you're like, oh, I'm going to take an Epsom salt bath. And I'm like, that's great. But like, I said, like, well, what time are you stopping work so that you can get into the bath? And you're like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, yeah, because you said your bath is at like 7:45. So like, what are you doing? Like, literally, like, we're such stalkers.
I know, I
But
know.
that's like just like the reminder to yourself, like you were like crashing out.
I
The
was
energy was
crashing.
like the vibes were high, energy was high, and then all it was just like was dipping, and you're like, I can see that it's dipping,
Yeah,
but I'm also not changing anything
yeah,
because I've overbooked myself, and I don't
yeah,
want to be the person that's flaky.
yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, what do you change so that that doesn't happen? And we were talking about kind of like with your schedule, you're like, okay, Monday, Friday, I can be doing this, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that seems
Yes.
actually realistic and sustainable.
Yes. So yeah, excluding next week
Yeah.
because I've already booked things I can't really
Right.
change.
And you don't want to be that person that's like flaky or change or saying things like
Yeah.
we do the best to stick with the
Yes.
commitments we make.
Yes. So I know like after next week, I'm really going to be having specific things on specific days.
Yeah.
So I'm not running myself rampant again.
Yeah.
Rampant? What's the right word?
Good enough.
Whatever. Ragged. Ragged. Wow. I have a thing with like saying the wrong phrase with the wrong word.
Yeah.
I just run rampant with that.
That's fine. I think running
Um,
rampant, people say, like that's
Stop
running
it.
around like a crazy person.
Yes.
Running yourself ragged is like running yourself into the ground. They
That's
both work.
for both at the same time. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. So that's part of the Misogi, I
That's
think.
part of the Misogi. Yeah, you have yours, mine, and then ours. Is that no, but I think it's like also just looking at like as we're really like officially starting a business
Mhm.
together, like it's not just like play pretend anymore.
Oh.
Relax, like that nothing's happening here. Nobody, nothing, no, nobody's dying. But I think it is so good
Um,
for us to be equally intentional about how we show up and then reminding the other one
yes.
because we just have the tendency to like go into overdrive.
Yes.
And so I think it is helpful just to have that visual in your head, to have that reminder to write it down on the sticky note. Like I love to be reminded, like I'll just like read things and I'm like, oh, that's good. Like I needed that. Like I keep it all in here, but to bring it to the
Mm,
forefront, because I'll be like, okay, like for example, with steps, right? Because we know that it tends to be easier for us. It's like, okay, I know I need to hit this. It doesn't need to live in the front of my mind. I know I need to
right.
do it. But with something like just like in business, like, oh, okay, I got to move trial reels over. Like that doesn't sit right here.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't easily, like it's not there. I'm like, I need to have it written. So, oh, I can remember. Oh, I can
Mm-hmm.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
And same with like the little, our Misogis. Like we're gonna try our best to remember, but where it's
Mm-hmm.
something where we're working on changing, it's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna live in that easily accessible part. So by seeing it once a day, every other day, wherever it may be, it makes it so much easier. It's top of mind. We can call out our bullshit. We can cheer each other on. We can cheer ourselves on. Like it just becomes routine eventually, right? The more you see it, the more you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like think about like I don't even remember when I was introduced to the idea of a step goal. I think it's because I had a Fitbit and I was doing like just random challenges with like people that had Fitbit, whether it was like in college or like people that like I was friends with like on Instagram or whatever. Geez, the lore goes crazy. Like being on Instagram in like 2000
Oh.
like 11 or 10 or whenever the fuck it was and like having internet friends. Girl, we've been there. But yeah, like having little Fitbit challenges and just really being motivated by like being the person that got the most steps. Cause I'm this like young college person, like fucking easy. Like, what am I doing? Like, yeah, I got work, but I worked for a gym or I got class all over campus. Like, no biggie. And then I don't know when it was introduced to the idea of like, this is what we should focus on. I mean, probably like during class, like probably classes of mine, but it just like I don't know, like it's so you don't even think about it. Like now it just exists.
Yeah.
Which I'm wondering like what is that for people? Like I guess for accountants that's like keeping receipts. Like they don't think about it and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Oh, listen, the system I have
No,
now,
now yeah.
I have a specific column. Like, I don't keep my receipts in QuickBooks because it's a bitch to upload receipts into QuickBooks.
Yeah.
So I keep it on a flash drive, or if it's a paper receipt, I have a folder specifically for the receipts.
Yeah, you know what I was
I think.
oh yeah. I was just thinking a little folder, but I'll save it. It's not even that important.
What? Go ahead.
No, it's literally so dumb.
There's a column in the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It says folder or flash drive.
Folder.
And then item, date, amount, I put folder or flash drive. And then if I haven't put it in there yet, I put need to find. And then I have a conditional formatting on the whole spreadsheet where if the words need to find are on there, it highlights in yellow.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say red.
Red.
Yellow's great.
Yellow.
Yellow's fabulous.
Red.
Yeah, but that would almost inspire me. I'd be like, I have to correct this.
So now there is no way receipts will be lost.
No, you have to put these things in place. And then like, at some point in time, then we'll be sitting here down the line and be like, I remember when it used to really stress me out about the QuickBooks. And like it'll just become something that's routine. And so I want to ask you guys, what is something you do routinely every day, maybe almost every single day that you don't think of? And I'm not talking about like brushing your teeth. Like for fuck's sakes, I hope we are all brushing our teeth. Okay. I'm looking at you, Stinky.
Miss hasn't been to the dentist in a while.
She is shaming me. Oh my God. I have health anxiety and she is shaming me. You are heard, you are seen, you are valid. If you have ever felt like I am nervous to work with a coach because of judgment, that is so valid because like obviously we don't judge our clients. Like that's obviously a joke. We don't judge our clients. But I do know what it is like to feel judged because I'm in the fucking PCP office and she was like looking at my eyes and I have this like growth on my eye. My mom also has one. She got hers looked at. It's benign. I got an appointment. I'm getting it looked at. We're taking care of our health. And she's like, when was the last time you like went to a doctor? And I was like a PCP, probably 2022. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, well, I've moved around and I have a lot of medical anxiety. Like, I bet I'm about to fucking walk out of here because you are making me feel like an idiot.
I now in this era of me, I would have been like, I'm leaving.
Well, I said to her, I was like, I have really bad health anxiety. You just asked me about the medications I'm on. I have agoraphobia. It's a panic disorder. I don't know what you know about it, but I didn't leave my house for 3 months. So yeah, there are times where maybe I'm not on top of my health in terms of like going to the doctor. But am I not here now?
What did she say?
Well, I didn't say that. Am I not here now?
Well, yeah.
She was like, I get it, totally get it. And I'm like, you obviously don't fucking get it because like you looked at the medication I'm on. I don't know, like 1 + 1 = 2. I'm not a fucking doctor, but like I feel like
she 100%
you should know
real fast.
No, she was reading it and like we were talking about doses and not to like brag, but I'm on a pretty high fucking dose. I'm like, girl, you are so crazy. So judgment happens for everybody everywhere in terms of like their body in the medical field. I mean, you've experienced that too. I mean, you were trying to get off
Humira.
Humira, and I'm sure you faced a lot of judgments with doctors like, okay, like we'll see, you'll be back here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that is not normal and or okay. And you don't have to settle
Mm-hmm.
for that treatment. If she was not like if she didn't change her tone, it would have been over.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was kind of a quirky gal.
Quirky gal. I mean, at this point, he should.
Well, he does. You just don't do anything. Okay, so my new doctor, she's a quirky gal, but I think she probably didn't realize like what that is like. And even if you've been a practitioner for a while, you've been a doctor for a while, you still probably forget. And so maybe hers was like, you haven't been one, wow, like, oh my God, crazy. But it was like, because I'm very vulnerable in that area, of course my defenses go up. And so, but that's like people that want to, work with a health coach. They want to lose weight. They want to get comfortable in the gym. They want to do all these things. If you have somebody that is not kind and understanding and non-judgmental, they're fucking out. They're like, I don't need this shit. I don't need, Cindy Lou Who being like, well, you didn't track your food, so clearly you don't want it enough. And it's like,
Oh, I could go down a tangent
yeah,
on this.
yeah,
Especially, because I work with menopausal women 50 and up.
yeah.
Let me tell you. And my mom is basically my ideal client, but we can't coach family.
No,
It goes
that's
against
like
HIPAA laws.
it actually does. Look it up. It actually does.
It's very hard to take critique from. I can't imagine
It's not
trying.
healthy.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to have my sister coach me. Like it just doesn't like you're never
No.
going to really. It's like going to school and like your mom's the teacher. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like it just doesn't work.
it's no.
Right. But back to what we are saying, it's I've noticed this with clients that have had nail trainers or they've had the 20-year-old out of storage.
Oh, it must be. We'll just keep going audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or they've had the 20-year-old saying, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. They have
Yeah.
that crap, like, and it's not helping them because in their stage of life where they are maybe taking care of parents that are aging. I have two clients that
Yeah.
are struggling with that. I would say struggling in the beginning steps and getting through and all those things, but it's just telling this one client that wants to really tackle like, okay, I want to get the fitness side too, I want to work on that my food, but all at once, while they're going through aging parents
Yeah.
and have it nailed down, like kind of we've talked about like how QuickBooks gives me anxiety. If I can't nail down the beginning steps of it, then I can't go and move to the next thing. So
Yeah.
really focusing on, I would be doing her a disservice if I said, "Oh, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. Like, just like get over it and like tell your mom to like sit quiet while she's struggling with her." You know what I mean? Like, that's not that.
Because that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. So,
But there are bitches out there doing that.
yeah. So I just messaged her. We were talking about just kind of like where she's at, and she's just feeling frustrated. And some of the things I said was, we have a shit ton of stress with her life right now. And two is, ask ourselves, what do we have the capacity for?
Yeah.
Because like that is the layer of coaching that people are not getting from ChatGPT giving you a nutrition plan, from whatever diet plan you were following, because you're a human. We are
Yeah.
humans. And that's what I think me and Ali do really well, is like understand that, especially like we both kind of work with, when I think about clients that are going through a pretty huge life change.
It's the shift in life. I work with first time moms, mom with littles, so huge shift. You're working with menopausal women, so maybe they have kids and they've left the nest, or they're watching their parents get older and they need to take care of their parents. Like both sides of it are huge shifts. And
Mhm.
when you're working with those types of populations, you have to express to them how important it is to understand capacity, and that you're not going to be able to do it all of the time. So
Mhm.
let's not set you up in a place of writing a program where you're at 100%,
Mhm.
because there are going to be days where you are like 30 or 20 or 50
Mhm.
or 80 or whatever, right? So let's not set you up to fail from the start, because
Mhm.
that's what it's doing.
Mhm.
And a lot of these women, they have these big goals and they want to see the change, which we all do. We all want to change over fucking night. Of course you do. Of course you do. Like, no one wants to really, let's be honest, put in the work to lose weight or put in the work to grow their booty or all these things, right? Because we would like it to be instant. We have insecurities. We want to
Mhm.
feel better about ourselves. So people have this idea that if I just commit to doing the most, if I commit to more, I'll get the results faster and I will
Mhm.
feel better.
Mhm.
And the truth is, like, again, the results are not going to happen overnight, no matter how hard you fucking push yourself.
Mhm.
Number two, we are dealing with these populations that need to reduce the stress, that
Mhm.
need to have a plan that's flexible, that need to be coached by somebody that does not judge them, because they've probably worked with other people. Like, again, you said, like, male coaches that are just not going to understand menopause or postpartum health,
Mhm.
all of these. So, no matter how much they study, that's great.
Mhm.
You don't have the same body as your clients. And I think that that's just a barrier. And then also, like, people that don't have experience. Maddie and I have both had really moments in our life where just like the overwhelm was so extreme, life was completely altered, and it gave us this perspective where we are able to help these different populations, because like we get it, we see it. Like, are we living your exact storyline? No, but I know how to fucking help you because I was in a fucking ditch and I made it out. And
Mhm.
we're also going to do it in a way that, like, going back to like the judgment, it's not going to be there. Like, there is no judgment. There is
Mhm.
no feeling embarrassed or getting ridiculed by like a teeny bop little 20-year-old that's like, how to build a booty on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's funny because that's always resonated with me in that it was not for me to make that kind of content or to
yeah,
like do that. And it's funny, like I was just thinking, like I had a conversation with my coach and mentor, like it was when I was living at my parents before I even had my office set up in my room, my old room. So this probably was like October, November of
yeah,
2024,
right. Yes,
because
yep,
I
yep,
moved in
yep,
2024 with my
yep.
parents. So it was like October, November then. And I remember her saying to me, she was like, Maddie, what type of women come clamoring to you and like want to work with you? I was like, I don't know, like these 40s, 50-year-olds, like 60-year-olds. And she was like, what if you just but actually spoke to them?
Yeah,
And I was just like, oh my God. And like I was still like contemplating. Like I went like different directions where I was slowly narrowing it
yeah.
down. It was funny, like it's the writing's always been on the wall. The writing has always been on the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah, but you also have to, going back to the Misogi, you have to give yourself space to figure it out. You cannot have your foot
Mm,
on the gas, because like you would not be where you are right now if somebody told you, "Hey, speak to menopausal women," and you didn't feel connected to it. You'd be like, "What do I do?"
yeah.
Like, I have no idea. You're like, what? Like, I don't feel the feels.
Hmm.
But you went down a path and you're like, "Oh shit, I am actually realizing there is connections. I'm seeing patterns. I love helping women do X, Y, and Z, and they happen to all be menopausal. And now I get to dive even deeper." And you go down this path where, again, if somebody just told you to do it, it wouldn't feel the same way it does.
Hmm.
So we all would like to speed up whatever the fuck we're doing
Hmm.
in business, with our health, with relationships, maybe. Like, we all would like to speed it up, but if you can just like stop and be where you are and acknowledge that I've committed to something, that's amazing. Oh wow, I've been through so many iterations of my business and I'm really honing in on who exactly I'm talking to. That's amazing. Like,
Hmm.
that's how you have the drive to keep going
Hmm.
versus just fucking being SpongeBob with the big toe. and then all of a sudden be like, oh God, I'm out of steam. I can't do any of this.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. That's why I want to know, what is your Misogi? What do you want to accomplish this year? What is something you're like, I mean, I have a personal training client, and her Misogi for multiple years has been to learn French. She's already trilingual. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah, but she's from
What the fuck does she speak?
huh?
What does she speak?
Well, English. She's oh shoot. Where is she? I don't think she's Haitian. I'm forgetting where she's from exactly. But then I think she speaks French pretty well. But then not she's not like fully like
She wants to be fluent.
she wants to be fluent, yeah. But then she speaks like her mother tongue. I can't remember exactly. It has a very interesting name, and I was like, whoa, I don't even know how to pronounce that. But she speaks that language in English like fluently. So she wants to be trilingual, and that's been something she's been like really trying
It's
to.
not Creole.
No, it's not Creole,
So she's
no.
probably not from Haiti.
Oh, they
Because
speak Creole?
I'm 99% sure. I might be embarrassing myself, but I know in
Oh.
Haiti they speak Creole. People,
Oh,
maybe there's
she's
another
from
language.
she's from Ghana, and
Oh,
there's
okay.
multiple dialects, so I'm not
Sure.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
not sure which one it is.
Yeah. I have
Um,
no clue. But that's really people that can speak multiple languages. I feel like a freaking dummy.
Angie's a cardiologist. I'm like, can you be any smarter?
No.
I'm like, here's me, like 2 + 2 = 5. Like sometimes.
Yeah. No. Again, that's amazing.
Mhm.
You get on that Duolingo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she does Duolingo. She's like, how many times am I gonna know bread, apples?
Yes, but that shit, like
Well, I
that's
heard that's not the, I mean, I've heard from not the best sources, but just in
I
general.
I was learning, I kind of fell off because I got just like overwhelmed with wedding stuff. And it's not practical, so like I can't practice this with anybody, but I was learning High Valerian and I was on a 55-day streak and I was speaking in like sentences like I would just talk it to James and I would be like, "Can you practice?" And then when I would watch the show, I would like know what they were saying in High Valerian. And so like I think same with same with like MyFitnessPal. Is it is it an app to lose weight? No, it's a tool. So I think same with Duolingo. Like you have to practice and then watch movies, find people to talk to. I think if you just use Duolingo, like it's cute and stuff, but I think you actually have to put these things into practice or else especially with a language. You
Hmm.
can hear something, but can you fucking say it? Or you can say things, but can you listen and respond?
Yes. So your homework, everyone. Comment below if you're, we clip this for TikTok, whatever. YouTube. What is your Misogi of the
We
year?
are not on visual right now.
We're not on visual. Okay. So in the show
It's
notes, for
fine.
God's sakes,
Comment wherever you're watching
the
this.
link,
Comment.
use the anonymous link.
Oh,
We're not even
perfect.
gonna know who it is. So if you're embarrassed about whatever it is, like if you have medical anxiety or
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Like, don't be embarrassed also,
yeah,
because,
yeah. Yeah. I've shared so many things, so many more things I probably could share to help you feel not as embarrassed.
right.
But but use the link below to drop your Misogi. We want to hear it. When this comes out, hopefully you maybe have heard of it. Maybe it's your first time hearing about it. Who knows?
Ooh.
Yeah. Just want to end it here.
I think we should end it here. I think this might have been our longest episode in a while.
Love that.
I do love that. And it feels very
It,
comfortable right now
you know.
without the pressure of the camera and sitting a certain way. I am like very much
Just like slowly,
relaxed.
like
Yeah.
Ali, imagine Ali like horizontal,
I'm
like
getting
hoarding.
more and more horizontal. And I think that there is something special about having somebody that pushes you to ask these questions like the Misogi, because I didn't know where I was starting. And now I know where I'm ending.
Oh, you were like, I don't got
Well,
nothing.
I don't because I think like again when we look at things in our life, it can get really mundane. And we are like, okay, oh, it has to be a business goal or it has to be a this or a that. And I'm like, well, I'm not dating. What am I supposed to focus on? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I think that's really the tea. Don't be embarrassed.
Hmm.
Don't be embarrassed. Show up. If people are judging you, tell them to fuck off and go find somebody else because there are people that will not judge you. We are that
Mhm.
space. If you could see us right now, we are so cute.
What would make this even better is the light overhead lights off.
I know. Oh God,
I would have been
I
asleep.
could talk for hours. No, it's like actually so bad. So tying it to the beginning. Never give two men a microphone. Always listen to women's podcasts who have technical difficulties and whose memory cards run out of space. And make sure to subscribe, to share this, to give us a 5-star review so that we can pay somebody to run our cameras so that we don't have to get up and or run out of memory storage.
And that's on that.
Bye.
Bye.